Hello students, this is class 7 biology lesson number 1 tissues. We'll start with the lesson of the introduction part, definition of the tissue. Tissue definition is the first sentence. It is given group of cells specialized to perform a common function to form tissue, a number of cells together which they are performing a function that is known as tissue. And here in this lesson we will learn animal tissue and plant tissue together. And animal tissue, first we will go with this. I have made a chart for you and you can see the chart. Animal tissue is divided into 4 types. One is epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue and connective tissue. Epithelial tissue is again divided into 4 categories: squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium and ciliated epithelium. Muscular tissue again divided into 3 types: skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, cardiac muscles. Nervous tissue is no difference, only the neuron we will study. Under the parts of the neuron, one diagram also we will include. Connective tissue, we will study the 3 divisions: fibrous connective tissue, skeletal tissue and fluid connective tissue. Out of these 3 types, again there are subdivisions under fibrous connective tissue: areolar tissue, adipose tissue, tendons and ligaments. And skeletal tissue again divided into 2 categories: bone and cartilage. Fluid connective tissue is divided into 2 categories: blood and lymph. That blood is having the differences of their blood cells, RBC, WBC, blood platelets. In the content again we will go through detail of this. Cells, blood and lymph, both are the fluid connective tissue including with. So looking to this epithelial tissue, we will be looking for some characteristic features of the epithelial tissue, page number 7. Epithelial tissue is the covering tissue of the entire internal and the external surfaces of the body. It performs the function of protection, absorption, secretion, sensory perception wherever depends upon the organ it is. And nucleus is present at the base of the cells, and all epithelial tissue are separated from the other tissue with a thin layer of connecting tissue is known as the basement membrane. Basement membrane is given as the block letters, so that we will be marking that. It is providing the structural support while binding to the neighboring tissues. And depending on this epithelial tissue of the specific functions, shapes and sizes, there are 4 divisions are there. One is the squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium and ciliated epithelium. That I am turning the page number 8. Page number 8 says that page number 8 is having the 4 divisions of the epithelial tissue. Diagrams are also given here. And now we will be looking for the muscular tissue, second number. Muscular tissue is given as here 3 types: skeletal muscles, smooth muscles and the cardiac muscles. Out of these 3, there is a table information is given in the book, page number 9. It's very important. Along with the pointing out some of the headings is given: ultimate name, location, function, control and speed of fatigue. Muscular tissue is the present in the muscles of the body. Muscles contract and relax to bring about movement of body parts in animals. Muscles are always contracting and relaxing to provide our body functions. They are always supporting mechanically to the body, and 600 muscles are present in our body. And depending upon the structure and function, muscles are also divided into 3 categories. Now I have already told you: skeletal muscles, smooth muscles and cardiac muscles. And specifically it is given skeletal muscles, or ultimate name is given voluntary muscles or striated muscles, because these skeletal muscles are also called as voluntary muscles because they are controlled by our will, and they are long and cylindrical structurally, having many nuclei it is present, number of nuclei. Smooth muscles are unstraightened muscles, ultimate name, or involuntary muscles. These are not controlled by our will, so that those are spindle shaped, thin and elongated, that is the shape, and the smooth muscles are found in the inner layers of the digestive tract, our internal organs, urinary bladder it is present. These are the locations of these muscles, blood vessels. All smooth muscles are involuntary because they cannot controlled by our will. And third category is the cardiac muscles, which are found in the walls of the heart, and these are also called as the heart muscles. They are special muscles that work non-stop without getting tired, so that heart muscles are always working to give the breathing and the heartbeat. Structurally, cardiac muscles are short, cross-straighted muscles. Structurally, they are just like skeletal muscles, and functionally they are like a smooth muscles. Combination is both the combinations are very much possible for the cardiac muscles, but normally they are involuntary muscles, not under our will. And here it is given the page number 9. One table is given. It is very important. Going through the table, the differences are given, and revision zone is given. Fill in the blanks. You can able to do by yourself, because this is the part of the content which one is given, that is the exactly given for the revision zone. Turning to the next page, we will be looking for the page number 10. Nervous tissue. Third category is the nervous tissue. Fourth one is the connective tissue. And the nervous tissue is the tissue made up of the nerve cells, group of nerve cells, and each nerve cell is known as a neuron. And these neurons are grouped together in the form of bundles. They are called as the nerves, and they are structurally consisting of the 4 parts, that is the cytone, dendron, dendrites, and axon. I am just showing for you part of this. The diagram is very important. We will be looking for the diagram. The neuron diagram is more or less like this. You have to practice the diagram. The labeling part is very important of the neuron, and neuron is having a head-like portion, which one is known as the cytone, and the centrally placed portion is known as the nucleus, and the branches, the main branch is known as the dendron, and the minute branches are arising from the dendron are known as the dendrites. And one of the branch of the dendron, which one is the longest portion, and that it is known as the entire one is known as the axon. So we have marked this dendron, dendrites, nucleus, cytone, and axon. Cytone is the cell body. Dendrons are the finger-like projections extending from the cell body. Dendrites are the minute branches from the dendron, and axon is the longest extension of the cell body. And this diagram is very important. You will be practicing this diagram along with these 4 of the structures. Now we will be looking for the connective tissue, 4th type of the animal tissue. This connective tissue is having the many of the types. Connective tissue abundantly found in the body. Their basic function is to bind one type of tissue with the another, and this is also known as the binding tissue. It is supporting the organs, holding them, and this tissue are not closely packed. The cells are very loosely packed, and the separating of the matrix or the mesh which is the present in the cytoplasmic content is very much loose. And this connective tissue is again grouped into 3 categories. That categories I have already showed you. That is fibrous connective tissue, skeletal tissue, fluid connective tissue. Out of these three types, we will be looking for the fibrous connective tissue. It is a packing, binding the organs, connecting tissue. And under this areolar tissue, adipose tissue and tendons and ligaments are there. Areolar tissue is a jelly-like matrix. The cytoplasmic contents are very much jelly-like, and elastic fibers are present, binding skin to the muscles, and it is the filling the gaps in between the cells, and inner linings of the gut means the organs of the digestive tract, muscles, skin and the other organs. Adipose tissue is the connective tissue surrounding the organs, present under the skin, acting as a cushion-like and also insulating the body, and it is always storing the fat so that it insulates. Tendons and ligaments are whitish tough cords of thick fibrous tissue and connecting muscle to the bone. Ligaments connecting bone to the bone, and these are bands of elastic fibers. Coming to the skeletal tissue. Skeletal tissue is providing the supportive framework to the body and also divided into two categories, bone and cartilage. Bone is one of the hardest one. Cartilage is elastic and semi-transparent and inflexible. Bone is rigid connective tissue consisting of living cells known as the osteocytes. Cartilage is living cells are known as the chondrocytes, and it is usually found end of the bones where it reduces the friction between the two bones, and those are the locations of the cartilage is windpipe, tip of the nose, pinna of the ear, that is external ear. Bone cells are known as osteocytes. They are very much rigid and enclosed in the bone matrix. They are also containing with the some of the mineral contents, phosphates along with the sodium and magnesium. Then come to the third category of the connective tissue, fluid connective tissue. Fluid connective tissue help in the transportation of nutrients, essential substances, body nutrients, all the food nutrients, and they are again grouped into two types, blood and lymph. And blood is the liquid part of the body which containing with the blood cells. Lymph is also the fluid part of the body but not containing the blood cells. Blood is containing the two materials, plasma and the blood cells. Plasma is the watery material and blood cells are the solid materials which are dissolved in the blood, that is RBC, WBC and blood platelets. RBC cells are also scientifically called as erythrocytes, transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. White blood cells are scientifically known as leukocytes, fight with pathogens and other foreign substances, always protecting the body and increases the immunity. Blood platelets are scientifically known as thrombocytes, help in clotting of the blood. Lymph, second category of the fluid connective tissue, which is the fluid in nature without containing of the blood cells, and it protects the body against any of the infections. This is all about our animal tissue. Now we will be looking for the plant tissue. We'll start with the plant tissue. Plant tissue can be divided into two categories, that is meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic cells are very young and active cells, so they tend to divide. Permanent tissue containing cells are very much old cells, so they do not divide. They lose their division of cells. And meristematic cells are divided into again three categories. One is apical meristematic, intercalary meristem, lateral meristem. Permanent tissue is divided into two categories, simple permanent and complex permanent. Under simple permanent, we have four types of cells, that is epidermis, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Epidermis is the outer covering of the cells, but parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma are the three differentiating cells. And under the complex permanent tissue, we have two categories. One is the xylem and other one is the phloem. And xylem, phloem tissue are the internal tissue which is always making for the transporting and translocation of the food materials, distributing the food materials and the water and minerals in the plant body. Now we will be looking for the detail of the meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue cells are small and thin walled, having a large nuclei. No vacuoles are present. Young cells, intercellular spaces are also not present. So they divide very actively, giving rise more cells. And meristematic tissue is having the functions. As per the function, the function is only growth because all the cells are very actively can divide. So under meristematic tissue, there are three types of cells: apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary meristem. Apical meristems are present in the roots and the shoot of the tips and performing the function, growth of the plant body. Intercalary meristem, bases of the leaves and places of attachment of the stem and the leaves, they are present, always increasing the length of the stem. Lateral meristem present in between the water conducting and food conducting tissue, that is the internal part of the plant, and increases the thickness of the stem. Permanent tissue, second category, which are little old cells. They cannot able to grow or divide also. And permanent tissue are also of two types: simple permanent and complex permanent. We have already seen in the flow chart. Simple permanent tissue is having some of the characteristic features. And simple permanent tissue, page number 13, I am looking for this. The outer protective layers of the plant are commonly known as epidermis. They are composed of closely packed cells without intercellular spaces. Tissues in the outer walls of the plant are usually thickened and covered with wax and cuticle. Wax and cuticle, very much polished way. Epidermal cells in the leaves have openings called as the stomata, which are surrounded by guard cells. The opening and closing of stomata is regulated by the guard cells, and these are always responsible for exchanging of the gases in the plant body. Guard cells diagram is given, figure number 1.9 of the epidermis, stomata and guard cells are also showing. And supporting tissue under the complex permanent. These tissues constitute the primary plant body and the bulk of the plant. Under this, we have three categories: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma cells found in all soft parts of the plant. Collenchyma, they are present in the epidermis of the plant, under the epidermis of the plant. And sclerenchyma tissue is a dead cell, very thick cell wall made up of cellulose and lignin. They are found in the veins and the stems of the plants. Parenchyma cells are oval in shape with thin flexible cell walls. Large vacuole is present. These cells help in the storage of the food and water. Collenchyma cells are thicker at the corners, made up of substances known as cellulose and pectin, and these cells provide structural support and elasticity to the stem and the leaves of the plant. And sclerenchyma tissue is always providing support, rigidity and mechanical support to the plant body. So one revision zone is given in the page number 14, which it is showing the parenchyma, collenchyma and the sclerenchyma of the location, shape of the cells, arrangement of the cells and the function. This is one of the homework for you. You can able to write this one at home in your textbook. So by looking to these characteristic features of the parenchyma, collenchyma and the sclerenchyma. Complex permanent tissue is page number 15. These tissues are made up of two or more different types of specialized cells, and these are also known as the conducting tissue because they are conducting means distribution of the food materials, water and minerals. Based on this function, complex permanent tissue can be grouped into xylem tissue and the phloem tissue, namely they are xylem and phloem tissue together are known as the vascular bundles. Xylem tissue, phloem tissue are given in the page number 15, figure number 1.11, complex permanent tissue. Number A is showing as the xylem, number B is showing as the phloem. Xylem is having some component cells in between. Those tissue are given as the name, point number 3. It is consisting of the xylem vessels, tracheids, xylem fibers and parenchyma. And phloem cells are also having some component cells in between, seed tubes, companion cells, and phloem fibers and the phloem parenchyma. And phloem cells are completely living cells, but xylem cells are dead cells. And xylem is very much particular for the function of transporting water and minerals from the roots to the other parts of the plant. Phloem tissue functions always including the transportation or translocation of the food prepared in the leaves to various plant parts. So this our content completes with all the explaining materials of the cells, and we have a page number 16 containing with the keywords. Students are requested to go through these keywords, all the keywords which are given in the page number 16, and these are given few 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 keywords are given. Please go through this, and these two mind maps are given. One is the animal tissue and the plant tissue. And end of the lesson I am including the exercise. All can able to see my exercise. Choose the correct answers for each of the following. I have solved for you these all answers, and fill in the blanks also I solved for you. Write true or false that A to I bits are given, 9 of the bits, and I have written which statements are true. At the end of the statement I have mentioned true, and at the end of the statement some are false statements are given. After the writing false, I have corrected the correct term I have used. Which term is underlined, that term is to be replaced by given the term in the pencil writings. And question number 4 and 5 you can able to try because direct questions are given. And question number 6 is given as the differentiate between the following. Out of that, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, parenchyma, collenchyma and ligament tendon directly given. All have this table. Revision zone is also given for you. That from that you can able to write it. And few answers I have written for you, and that you can able to see from my answers. That is the meristematic tissue and permanent tissue, xylem and phloem. You can see the xylem, meristematic tissue, permanent tissue, xylem and phloem. Here the pointing out words also I have given. Two points of difference. And I have written differences of meristematic tissue, permanent tissue, xylem and phloem. And you all are requested to pause this video and note down these points, whatever it is given. So which are not given in the textbook directly, I have written for you. And other one is areolar tissue, adipose tissue, bone and cartilage I have written for you. Please look at this. Pause the video and you can able to note down. Okay, thank you, all the best, and go through the exercise. Question number 4 and 5 you can able to go through because directly given the questions. Thank you all.